The haunting anecdote surrounding the tomb of Emperor Taizu of Song serves as a chilling testament to the old saying among grave robbers, "Those who walk in the dark too often will one day meet a ghost." Chinese archaeologists have documented numerous tales of bizarre supernatural events encountered by tomb raiders, such as corpses that, despite being centuries old, appear to be merely sleeping. Among ancient tombs, the resting places of emperors are frequent targets for tomb raiders. Yet even today, many of these imperial burial sites continue to strike fear into the hearts of grave robbers. And the tomb of Emperor Taizu of Song, Zhao Guanyin, is one of the most terrifying among them. Emperors Taizu of Song, Zhao Guanyin, 927 to 976, was the founding emperor of the Song dynasty. Born and raised in a family of official lineage, Zhao Guanyin became aware of the country's situation at an early age. Originally just a local garrison commander, who later came to possess the entire realm, his talent and ambition are undeniable. Reigning for 16 years, Emperor Taizu of Song achieved remarkable accomplishments. He won the support of the people, brought the military under control, and reformed the bureaucratic system. Although there were still policy errors that led to bureaucratic issues within the state apparatus, a weakening of military power, and a situation where the country was wealthy but not strong, what Emperor Taizu accomplished during his 16-year reign significantly improved the overall condition of China at that time. Especially notable was his immense contribution to history by consolidating the centralized autocratic system. After 4 years on the throne, seeing that the dynasty had gained sufficient strength and momentum, Emperor Taizu of Song began the campaign to unify China. The strategy of first the south, then the north, focusing first on pacifying the south, then unifying the north, was introduced. Within 13 years, the entire southern region had been unified. At that time, only remnants of the Northern Han regime remained in the north. The Song dynasty launched multiple military campaigns against the Northern Han, but failed, as the Northern Han fiercely resisted and were supported by the Liao dynasty. Even when Emperor Taizu personally led the army into battle, with the Song forces full of morale, the Song still could not eliminate the Northern Han. According to historical records, Emperor Taizu of Song was a benevolent ruler, a rare enlightened sovereign in Chinese history. Typically, following a harsh tradition, emperors who seized the realm would execute founding officials who had contributed to their rise. However, Emperor Taizu did not follow this path. He highly valued and favored those who had served the country. He also showed great compassion for the people, sympathizing with the commoners who had to live through war and chaos. It can be said that he was one of the rare benevolent emperors in Chinese history. This very benevolence helped him win the hearts of the people, stabilize the court, and maintain peace across the land without further rebellion. Unlike previous emperors, right from the beginning of his reign, Emperor Taizu of Song established a rule that no tomb would be built while he was still alive. After 17 years on the throne, on November 14th, 976, Emperor Taizu passed away at the age of 50. Some researchers have expressed doubts about the sudden nature of his death, suspecting that he may have been murdered by his own younger brother, Zhao Guangyi, in order to seize the throne. Song dynasty historian Sima Guang recorded that on the night before his death, Emperor Taizu summoned Prince of Jin, Zhao Guangyi, to the palace for a drink. No one else was present in the room that night. People only heard Emperor Taizu say, "Well done." At 9 p.m., Guangyi quietly left. The next morning, Emperor Taizu Zhao Guangyi was found dead. When Emperor Taizu passed away, construction of the Yongkong Mausoleum had only just begun. As a result, the emperor's coffin had to be kept in the Palace of 10,000 Years for 7 months before it could be buried. Yongchang is the burial complex of 8 emperors from the Northern Song dynasty, including Emperor Taizu of Quenjin, covering an area of up to 4,000 mo, approximately 2.7 square kilometers. Unlike the imperial tombs of earlier or later dynasties, this mausoleum was surrounded only by pine and cypress trees and various flowers, without any enclosing walls. From a distance, the thick vegetation on all sides made the tomb appear like a forest, leading locals to refer to the area as the City of Cypresses. Another unique feature of the Yongchang Mausoleum is that it contains only the emperor's tombs. There are no joint burials with empresses or concubines. As for Zhao Kuangyin's tomb, Song Dynasty records state that behind the spirit altar, where incense and the emperor's ancestral tablet were placed, lay the royal chamber, located 20 meters away, which housed the burial pit and coffin of Emperor Taizu of Song. Upon his death, the court entombed him with jade tablets, a treasured sword, imperial robes, and many types of funerary objects. To this day, the tomb of Emperor Taizu of Song has not been excavated by archaeologists, yet chilling legends about the site have been passed down for generations among grave robbers. After conquering the northern Song capital, the Jin dynasty established the regime of Great Qi, governed by Liu Min. At that time, Liu Min created the Excavation Bureau, Dao Saquan, which openly dug up and plundered gold, silver, jewels, and valuable burial objects from the imperial tombs of the Song emperors. Amidst this grave-robbing movement led by the ruling class, commoners also took advantage of the chaos to loot, while grave robbers in particular seized the opportunity to profit from the disorder. The Yongchang Mausoleum thus became a target of attention for officials, civilians, and tomb raiders alike. Legend has it that during the final years of the Jin occupation, there was a notorious grave robber, surnamed Zhu, nicknamed Zhu the Inspector. Chu Tat Kiem. His face was said to look as if it had been splashed with paint, a punishment believed to be the result of a curse from Emperor Taizu's tomb. It is that Zhu reportedly had a neighbor who was a descendant of someone who had once guarded the Yongchang Mausoleum. That family often whispered among themselves that during Emperor Taizu's burial, the Song court had interred a priceless jade belt alongside him. Zhao Kuangyin's jade belt was said to be a one-of-a-kind treasure in the world, inlaid with 49 luminous pearls, 49 diamonds, and 49 pieces of jadeite, fastened around the emperor's waist at the time of his encoffining and burial. Coming from a long line of grave robbers, the man surnamed Zhu was deeply experienced in the trade. Upon hearing the origin of the jade belt, he immediately planned to break into the Yongchang Mausoleum. At that time, the grave robbing movement was in full swing, and since the Yongchang Mausoleum had no surrounding walls, Zhu was able to enter Emperor Taizu's tomb with ease. After prying open the coffin, Zhu was filled with fear when he saw that Zhao Kuangyin's body, despite being centuries old, remained perfectly intact, as if merely asleep. Although a chill of dread passed through him, the sight of the priceless jade belt fastened around the emperor's waist quickly rekindled his greed. To remove the belt, Zhu tied one end of a rope around the emperor's neck and the other around his own waist, then began pulling with all his strength. Sure enough, the valuable jade belt started to come into view. Thinking that lifting the body would make it easier to unfasten the belt, he tied a rope to the shoulders of the corpse and looped the other end around his own waist. Facing the corpse directly, he pulled with all his might. This was a technique known among tomb robbers as face-to-face theft, often used to steal treasures from mummified remains. This method indeed proved effective, and the body of Zhao Guanjin was quickly pulled up. However, because the rope had tightened too tightly around the neck, the man surnamed Chu hadn't had time to retrieve the treasured belt when the mouth of Emperor Taizu of Song suddenly spewed out a jet of black fluid. Shocked and terrified, Chu could only wipe his face with his hand, hurriedly unfastened the belt, and fled the tomb. Upon returning home, before he could even rejoice over stealing the treasure, Chu was horrified to find that the black fluid on his face would not wash off, no matter what he tried. It was as if a layer of black paint had permanently coated his skin. Afterward, no one knew what Chu did with the jade belt, but the nickname, Chu Blackface, followed him until the end of his life, a haunting reminder of the sin he had committed by disturbing the eternal rest of the founding emperor of the Song dynasty. The story of Emperor Taizu of Song's tomb not only unveils the unresolved mysteries of Chinese history, but also serves as a stark warning against the boundless greed of mankind. The chilling tales surrounding the resting place of the founding emperor of the Song dynasty stand as vivid proof of karmic law, that every violation of the eternal slumber of our ancestors must be paid for. While history may always hold its share of enigmas, it is the respect for the past that truly allows us to preserve cultural and human values for generations to come.